do have some good news to report. Water service has been restored to those folks who live here, but you can see there's still quite a mess left behind. Yes, Larry, and we know what this kind of grass can do to a wildfire, and many of us carry these everywhere we go, while CAL FIRE has a new Ready, Set, Go campaign that's gone mobile. Here in the city by the bay, the Mission Community Pool is open with extended hours, and it's free to swim. These are pretty generous gifts, each of them worth $200 each. The company which donated them is Dynacraft Wheels. That's right, Eric and Kristen. A lot of times people go on these tours and they don't often get to see one, but not the case today. An East Bay family came here to see one, and boy, did they get a real treat.
Exactly what's going on.
Yes, Dan, still a lot of questions about how this would be enforced, given a lot of these services operate with money, but we talked to a number of business owners on the street who would be impacted if it were to pass, and many of them are saying, aren't we taxed enough in California already? Ooh. Studio Barber Lounge has a staff of barbers who work as independent contractors. They all try to keep their haircuts affordable.
It doesn't feel good to make somebody feel good and then turn around and make them feel bad when I tell them I had to raise the price up. You know what I'm saying?
I know this feels good, dude.
News of proposed legislation calling to extend a sales tax to services at California barbershops and hair salons doesn't sit well with these barbers and hairstylists.
You know, we're a cash carry business, so anything that's taken out of our pockets is going to affect our family.
People can't afford what they're getting now, and now you're going to tax it even more. It's going to cause people to not want to get their hair cut.
The price for a pedicure, your dry cleaning bill, a haircut, and color would increase with a possible 8.5% service tax. That means a $79 haircut at the rate of 8.5%, you'd pay close to $7 more.
Everything is so expensive. You have to have like 2 or 3 jobs just to survive.
The proposed bill could hit Main Street customers in the pocketbook by raising the price on things like car repairs, yoga class, even landscaping services. Board of Equalization Vice Chair George Renner is against the measure. He's informing California businesses about its impact.
It would collect about $2.3 billion. Well, that means that's $2.3 billion coming out of consumers' pockets.
The bill's language says the money would go to infrastructure, education, and health care. A Senate committee is set to take up the tax on services idea next week. In Alameda, Lonni Rivera, ABC 7 News. Good job. For many of us, awesome. This doesn't exactly look like a good time. This work team totes a huge net under the hot summer sun.
Today was a good fishing day.
This is a catch of a different kind.
Gambusia finis? Yeah, the mosquito fish is kind of their common name.
All of these little guys swimming around feed on these, a familiar nuisance.
Protect the public from any mosquitoes that may be breeding in the rice fields.
These 23 ponds and 8 tanks are home to the largest mosquito fish population in the country.
We put them in our buckets, bring them up to our truck, and count them in as we go. We do it as quickly as we can to alleviate as much stress on the fishes.
The Sacramento Yolo Vector Control District produces 4,600 pounds of mosquito fish a year. And friendly finds are often part of the catch since this habitat draws other water creatures.
They're already kind of looking for food.
They carry the fish to trouble spots with stagnant water to eat mosquito larvae. On this delivery, the team drops fish in a Sacramento rice field.
Almost 70 pounds of fish in that truck and a little over 100 pounds of fish in this truck.
This is the type of environment where mosquito larvae thrive. But just one mosquito fish can eat between 200 to 300 larvae per day. Science has proven that these voracious feeders are helpful in keeping backyards from becoming breeding grounds for disease-carrying mosquitoes. In Sacramento, Lonni Rivera reporting.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, sir.
He refuses to ask for money.
Would you all be willing to sign that bill, SB 876? 876, please. Would you like to sign our petition? Would you like to sign the bill? Okay.
Instead, he begs for signatures.
Have a good day.
Lately, it's even more difficult than getting change.
And I have been homeless for the last 4 months because I couldn't afford the high rent. Good morning, sir.
Donald Turner is camped out under the trees of the California Capitol.
Good morning. Would you like to sign our bill?
He's pushing a petition drive for
All right.
a proposed bill.
Good morning, sir.
It would protect the homeless from being arrested when resting in public places.
You gotta love state workers. Must be getting close to lunch. For some people, it's cold, it's damp, but we manage. We have a bunch of blankets and stuff and tarps. You see the camera, huh? It's not gonna hurt you.
Turner and his
Yeah.
dog Bandit, who, by the way, doesn't like cameras, found each other on the streets.
Yeah, you barking at the camera. He was homeless. Yeah. And we became friends the first day, and I had him ever since. This my buddy.
These days, his mission is to look out for others forced to pitch tents where they can.
We want to make sure that the people that are sleeping here are safe and protected, and basically that's what we're here to do.
The homeless activists have collected close to 600 petition signatures supporting the bill. Their goal is to reach 1,000.
Would you like to sign our petition for the homelessness?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. It's rough.
They have until next Tuesday to make it happen.
You was a Marine?
Yes, sir.
Simplify.
Hoorah.
Hoorah, bro.
The bill will be heard when lawmakers return from spring recess.
I just feel that the city just want to just get rid of homeless people, but they don't know how.
The homelessness crisis is complicated. It's something Turner acknowledges.
I'm not here to panhandle, because I don't. I'm a human being just like anybody else. Here you go. You know, I fought for this country. I fought for the freedom for people to do exactly what they do today. Good morning. Would you
In
like to sign the
Sacramento,
bill?
Lonni
SB
Rivera
76?
reporting.
Okay.
It's a springtime ritual. Planes glide in the air, dropping rice seeds over the Sacramento Valley. Short grain rice is one of 20 top crops produced in California. But in this fourth drought year, rice farmers grapple with cutbacks.
You want to try to pick your best fields, your highest yielding fields, obviously, because you're picking some to farm and you're picking some to leave out.
A third-generation rice farmer, Nicole Van Vleck, has tough decisions to make.
So everyone's cut at least a quarter. And this year we expect more. It's difficult.
Making do with less water is part of the plan. This property relies on the Feather River for water. Those allocations have been cut by more than half this season. It trickles down to reduced work time for the modest staff of 20 here.
In the spring, they're working 40% less than they would have been because there's 40% less to plant.
Just to give you an idea about how farmers are coping, here's a look at a regular rice field. But over here, all of this you see is left unplanted because of the drought.
Normally we would be planting all the way through the end of May. But because we have fewer acres to plant, we are going to be done a lot sooner.
So this activity takes place in a smaller window of time, a shortened planting season. And the economic impact in farming counties such as Sutter, Butte, and Glenn is far-reaching.
It's not just the farms, but the tractor dealers, the crop dusters, the mills, the dryers, all of that. It's a huge part of the economic inputs in those counties.
I mean, I guess it's sort of hard to measure in buckets, but how much less will you have of this year in the harvest?
We will definitely have quarter or so less.
This year, Montana Farms will muster the most from these parched fields. As for the future,
now, the worst of the worst would be another year of this next year, and it would be devastating.
Hard to fathom how they'll survive another dry spell. In Sutter County, Lonni Rivera reporting.